Give you a good time. Give you a good. Give you a good time.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to do the scratched up face look using lots of products such as the Scar Wax, which is kind of evil but it has a good payoff in the end, and scab blood, fake blood, well, stage blood, and all that good stuff. So first of all, have a little dance before you get going, and then you want to do a little hair flick and another hair flick, and then we can get started. So I'm taking the evil Scar Wax, although the Ben Nye one is a lot better than other ones I've tried. So yeah, just give it a little nibble. Actually, don't do that. And then we're going to scoop some out, roll it up into a little sausage, and start to stick it on the face. However, yes, I paused it here because we made a mistake. We didn't use spirit gum. So that's me remembering. So I'm applying some spirit gum onto my face. It's just an adhesive, and yeah, it kind of stung my eye a little bit. So make sure you shut it when you get near the eye, and definitely don't put it in your eye. And then wait for that to dry, have a little dance and a sing-song. Again, I'm too hyper. And then just give it a little tap just to help the tackiness of it, so then you will know that it's ready to be stuck on with the Scar Wax. So I'm applying the Scar Wax after I rolled it up into a little sausage, and then I'm simply spreading it out onto my skin. If you want to help with the less stickiness of it all, you can use some Vaseline or makeup remover or oil. I use Vaseline and just spread it all around. I feel like I did the best job at this one. The first two I did because I made it very thick. And at first I thought I made a mistake by doing that, but I genuinely didn't, because you will see later on in the video how I struggled with the other cuts, as there was not as much Scar Wax. So I'm just applying the second bits now, and I'm going to do the same process.
Touch me, give you a good time. Touch me, love when you put your hands on me. Love when you put your hands on me. Give you a good time. Give you a good. Give you a good time. Give you a good. Touch me, love when you put your hands on me. Touch me, love when you put your hands on me. Touch me, love when you put your hands on me. Trust me, give you a good time. Touch me.
So I've applied the other two, and as I was saying before, I didn't apply as much Scar Wax as I should have done here, but it's always trial and error, I guess, with makeup. You can always do better next time. Sorry, got a cough there. And then I once again made the silly mistake of not putting enough on, and you will see later how I struggle with it. Yeah, you will see. So I'm then applying some liquid latex on the outsides of the Scar Wax. This will just help stabilize them so they can stay on a lot longer. Like, this lasted me a whole evening, whereas normally it would all fall off. And also, I don't know why it looks green. I feel like there was some green product on my brush that I used, but it doesn't matter because we cover it up anyway with makeup, like foundation and powder and all that stuff. So then I am taking my scissors and creating the cuts. You will see here, like I said, how it was easier to create the cuts on these bits, although it was a little bit harder on underneath my eye because it's a lot of saggier skin than on my forehead. So I'm then just opening up the cuts with the scissors. The curved scissors that I have are a lot easier because you can really get in there and pull and create the cuts to the sizes that you want. And yeah, so I'm absolutely fine with these ones here, but you will see that the later ones that I do, the ones to the left side of my face, or is it my right side? It's actually my right side. This is just the other way around for some reason. Yeah, I struggle. I even struggle with these ones a little bit. But luckily the liquid latex is stuck on. I let it dry and then I started doing the cutting because it really helps. Otherwise, if you didn't have the liquid latex, the scar backs would probably make it even harder to work with when you're doing the cuts and stuff, which I've tried before. I only realized recently that you could use liquid latex. Like, I'm such an idiot, I did not realize that you could do that. But yeah, so I've made the cuts. As you can see, I struggled with the last two while I was babbling on about nonsense, and I'm just powdering over the scar wax, liquid latex, and the cuts. This just stops all the shininess and makes it look more realistic. And I am then taking my foundation. I struggled to colour match with this one for some reason, but I did use two foundations. As you can see, it's really pale there compared to my actual skin tone. So I then took a darker foundation and also just spread it across my whole face as I was going to anyway, but also my neck and my ears, and it ended up looking passable, I guess. At this point of the video, I was genuinely thinking like, oh my god, why am I still going on with this, because I just didn't like how it looked. Also taking some powder, by the way, just covering up all the foundation with some powder and mattifying it. But yeah, I was genuinely considering like to stop filming because I was not happy with how it was going, but I'm glad I carried on. I'm then just mixing a black and red cream paint together and just filling in the gashes to make them look deep and wounded, but we will go over them with blood and everything anyway. But this is just a base before we start doing all of that. So just filling in the crevices, and here I realized, look at my face, I'm like, damn, I angled that cut the wrong way, so I literally had to reshape it with paint. And this is to the point where I was even really considering, do I just start the whole thing again? But I just had to recreate the shape with the cream paint, and in the end it worked out okay. As you will see, or as you saw at the beginning of the video, it looked pretty good. Then taking my little mini Ben Nye colour wheel, this is for bruising and irritation, I'm taking the red cream shade and applying this all around the cut to add some irritation. So I apply it on with the brush, and then I begin to use my finger to dab it out to add a little bit more realism to it. And then I sort of spreaded it across my forehead as well. I wasn't happy with how it looked there, but in the end I added some red eyeshadow, which you'll see later, that really made it look a lot better. So I'm just adding it around the scratches and onto my eyelid as well, because your eyelid will be pretty irritated as well. And then once again using my finger to spread it out. I also took a blue shade to add a little bit of bruising, and just furthermore to help the irritation of your teared up skin. I also used some yellow cream paint, but I can't find the footage for it, so but as you can see here I added the yellow there, and then I also went back in with the red to add a little bit more irritation and just put it here, there and everywhere. Then I'm taking the red eyeshadow, as I said I was going to, and just applying this for a little bit more extra detail and irritation around the skin. I wanted to mainly base it around my forehead because I messed up there with the cream paint, but then I ended up spreading it further out towards the other side of my face because your face will be very irritated, and that's how it looks so far. So then we're taking the Ben Nye Stage Blood, and oh my god, I didn't know how runny this was. Well, I was told how runny it was, but I found out for myself firsthand, as you will see very, very soon. But I literally just added this into all of the gashes, and just to add the shininess and the bloodiness and the goriness to it. And I feel like this is the scene where I really, really mess up. I mean, it went everywhere. I added way too much, even though I go in later with some more, but you'll see how I protected myself that time, because it started to go over my clothes, my new jeans, my new jumper. Like that's it dripping down, and that's my face. Look, it just keeps on dripping. And it doesn't stop. So, yep, that's me thinking, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? I was actually thinking, my new jeans, my new jumper. And yeah, that's me trying to stop the bleeding. Honestly, it felt like I was having a real bleed out from a cut. I just hope it doesn't stain. So this is my new protection, the red dressing gown. Yeah, I was happy with that. So I'm then taking a stippled sponge and creating the splatter effect with the stippled sponge and just dispersing the blood out a little bit to add a lot more gore to it. I actually love the stippled sponge. I think I said in my last video. Oh, I'm also spreading it onto my ear and around the rest of my face. I got the stippled sponge the other day in the post, and it is just brilliant. How can such a tiny little sponge do such a good effect? Like, I'm baffled but also amazed. Oh, and I'm also going in with the Ben Nye Scab Blood. This stuff is a lot safer to use because it's not as runny, it's a lot more thicker. If you have it, then you'll know. But I only have a tiny jar of it, but it really lasts a long time because you don't need a lot of it. But I'm just adding that into the wounds to add a lot more effect to it. And this is me preparing myself for more of the stage blood. However, I have my protection this time. I have my red dressing gown. I look genuinely terrified, but I'm just applying a lot more. This is just for the droplets, like the drops of blood that make it look a lot more gory and realistic. I was genuinely terrified, mainly if I got it on my carpet as well, because my mum would kill me. I'm just tilting my head around to create the drops in the ways that the scratches are, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I somehow, for some reason, went in with so much more. Oh, and we're done. So that is it. I really hope you enjoyed my scratched up face video. I'm going to do some more videos like this, but thank you. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.